The search for a missing toddler became an investigation into the tragic death of Evelyn Mae Boswell.
During the search, investigators discovered human remains believed to be those of a 15-month-old girl.
Evelyn. Hi.
But what happened to her? It's a story full of deception and lies.
The reason I didn't report it or anything is because I knew the person who had her.
Do you know where Evelyn is?
Is Evelyn's mother telling the whole truth?
Every time we talk to her, her story changes. And I'm serious when I say that, every single time.
One of Sullivan County's biggest mysteries.
I pray that I'll never see another case like this come through.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Kwan. I've been covering this story since the very beginning, alongside my colleagues here at News 5 WCYB. It's a story that captured national attention, people offering their hopes and their prayers. But ultimately, this is a story of innocence lost and the unanswered question, what happened to this beautiful baby girl? It all starts here in Sullivan County, Tennessee.
Sullivan County it has a population of approximately 158,000. It's made up of 3 cities, Kingsport, Bristol, and Bluff City.
Joey Strickler is the captain over the Criminal Investigations Division. He spent 30 years at the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, but he didn't know that a phone call was about to change his life. On February 18th, a call was made to the Department of Children's Services.
We were notified of a missing child. Immediately after the Department of Children's Services, their investigators contacted the Sheriff's Office. Immediately, our investigators went with them to try to find the child.
That child was Evelyn Mae Boswell, a 15-month-old baby girl with blue eyes and wispy blonde hair.
Evelyn. Hi.
A family member had said that they hadn't seen the child in a while and was inquiring about it and didn't think something was right.
When you first heard this, was it alarming to you?
To be honest with you, no. Sometimes we get a missing child report that it could be something as simple as, an aunt or an uncle, or maybe the father has the child. And, within just a short amount of time, the case is cleared because mama shows up with the child, daddy, a grandparent, a friend. It's not as what we were going to expect to happen.
What happened was a mystery that was about to spiral out of control. Captain Andy Siebold, the public information officer, was the first to relay information that the department needed help locating the missing child.
Right now, we're not sure of her exact location. It could be anywhere for what we know.
Evelyn was described as last seen wearing a pink bow, pink tracksuit, and matching pink shoes. The family member who reported her missing hadn't seen her since December, almost 2 months before she was reported missing to police.
Through the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the FBI, the TBI came in and we set up all the protocol for an Amber Alert, and we immediately sent it out.
A desperate search underway for a toddler who's been missing since December.
We begin right now with breaking news. An Amber Alert issued out of Sullivan County.
The search for Evelyn Boswell continues today. The 15-month-old is still missing.
The case quickly gained media attention. But where was Evelyn? And why did someone wait 2 months to report her missing? Questions Captain Strickler also wanted to know.
So we were already behind the 8 ball. We didn't know what we had at that time.
What they had was questions, especially for Evelyn's mother, Megan Boswell. And I would say the mother is probably one of the first people that you would look at.
Absolutely. In any case like this, we would be going to the parents first to find out, to ask the questions why.
Evelyn's mother, Megan Boswell, is 19 years old. She grew up here on Muddy Creek Road in Blountville. Megan became pregnant with Evelyn at a young age. Evelyn's father, Ethan Perry, joined the military before Evelyn was born. He's stationed in Louisiana. Perry has remained silent about her disappearance, and there isn't much known about the relationship between Perry and Megan, where it began and where it ended. Megan's life has been chaotic from the start. Police records show her parents have been in and out of jail.
Yes, some of the Boswells have been known to law enforcement.
Tommy Boswell and Angela Boswell gave birth to Megan in 2001. In November 2018, Megan gave birth to her only child, Evelyn, who was now at the center of this Amber Alert.
What have you been telling the police? Do you know where Evelyn is?
On February 21st, just 2 days after Evelyn was reported missing, Megan was seen leaving juvenile court in Bristol. Because she was a minor, the reason for that court appearance is sealed.
Finding Evelyn is our main concern and our top priority at this time.
That same day, Sullivan County Sheriff Jeff Cassidy addressed the media, saying they needed help locating a stolen gray BMW.
This vehicle with the occupants is a gray 2007 BMW with Tennessee tags 3M96W9. I am personally donating $1,000 for a reward for any information that results in the safe return of Evelyn, and would like to solicit other community members or anybody from the nation to attach themselves with me to aid in bringing sweet Evelyn home.
At the same time the sheriff of Sullivan County spoke with the public about Evelyn's disappearance, Megan Boswell was having her own news conference with WCYB.
I just want her back. That's my child.
Megan had an answer for why she would wait so long to report her little girl missing.
Well, the reason I didn't report it or anything is because I knew the person who had her, and I didn't want them to run away with her. And as soon as they thought anything was going on, they just kind of vanished.
But who was the person she dropped her off with? Those questions she wasn't answering.
They should just bring her back. They obviously know what's going on, and they need to bring her back home.
Megan explained that she was scared that if she tried to get her daughter back, the person who had her would vanish.
I just want her back. That's all I can think about, is just getting her back.
She pleaded with the public to bring her child back and admitted she would have handled the situation a bit differently if she could do it all over again.
Yeah, I probably called the first day. I should have, but I just didn't want them to run with her.
Now the search was on. Evelyn was still missing, and so was that mysterious gray BMW. Who was driving that vehicle, and why did police want to speak with them?
We had that one goal. We wanted Evelyn back. We wanted Evelyn safe.
The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office wasn't any closer to an answer on where baby Evelyn was. Thousands of tips began to come through the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation hotline.
We would send our officers to those locations. We would send investigators. If it was somebody in New Mexico or Colorado or California, we would call the agencies there and they would send somebody out to help us. So this case, in effect, it affected the whole nation.
It wasn't long, though, before that gray BMW was located more than 2 hours away in North Carolina.
We found out that the vehicle was in Wilkes County, North Carolina. It was stopped by one of the local law enforcement agencies there.
Inside the vehicle was Angela Boswell. Angela is Megan Boswell's mother and the grandmother of baby Evelyn. Her boyfriend at the time, William McLeod, was also in the car. Both were charged with theft over $2,500.
We wanted that car, one, again holding on to that thread of hope that that Evelyn was going to be with Angela and William, or could there be forensic evidence in that vehicle?
But little Evelyn was not in that vehicle, and the sheriff's office still had no clue on where she could be.
We all, I guess, had a dream and a hope of that baby, Evelyn, running to one of us.
Angela and William appeared in court in Wilkes County. Angela told the judge she wanted to return home and look for her granddaughter, and McLeod said he had no idea the car wasn't paid for. While those two were preparing to be extradited back to Tennessee, the sheriff's office was continuing to receive hundreds of tips a day.
There is nobody that wanted Evelyn back safe than the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office and the TBI and the FBI.
While police investigated those leads, the public was doing their own investigating. Social media took off with rumors about the Boswell family and where Evelyn could be.
This started rolling. It was just like a snowball rolling down a hill. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Evelyn's mother was still a person of interest and kept in close contact with the police. On February 25th, she was seen leaving the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office a week after baby Evelyn was reported missing.
It just gets worse every day.
This time, she was more forthcoming with information.
Well, they were like, oh, you can't talk about the case, but like, it's my child. I just really don't care at this point. It's my baby.
Megan addressed the social media rumors, saying she didn't care that people assumed she had something to do with Evelyn's disappearance.
It depends on if you talk to somebody who actually knows me, if you're talking to somebody on the internet who lives 500 miles away and is just trying to speculate in on it. Because if you talk to anybody who actually knows me, they know that I would never hurt Evelyn or do anything like that.
So why not take a polygraph test and clear your name? Her answer was she couldn't.
I am pregnant, that's why they won't give me a polygraph. Due to policy, if you're pregnant, they cannot give you one.
Megan also urged the public to continue searching.
$56,000 in reward money, nobody gives a about getting them in trouble. We all just want the baby back. Like, I promise you, TBI does not care. Nobody cares. It's just getting the baby back.
But that would be the last time Megan would speak freely to the media. That night, Megan was booked into the Sullivan County Jail for false reporting.
In this case, we were immediately met with Megan with deception and with lies.
Captain Strickler says Megan wasn't helping their investigation at all.
She was sending us on the proverbial wild goose chase. It was like we were taking, one step forward and 2 steps back.
How frustrating is that in a case this big to have so many lies that you're being told?
We were so far behind because of the way that it all transpired. We can say that Evelyn went missing in and around sometime in December. It was reported February the 18th. So we're already behind the 8 ball, which is within itself frustrating.
Sheriff Cassidy once again addressed the media, pleading for anyone with information to come forward.
Anyone with relevant information concerning Evelyn's whereabouts are asked to call 1-800-TBI-5.
The sheriff also touched on the statements Megan made to WCYB concerning why she wouldn't take a polygraph test.
She was never asked to meet us for any polygraph. We don't actually have a polygraph examiner. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation does the polygraphing. We never set up any type of interview for her. And the pregnant statements, I'll have to leave that to her. That's information she released to you. Of course, it being medical, there's HIPAA violations that we have to look into.
But a check of the Sullivan County jail records revealed that Megan was not telling the truth about her new baby. When Megan was booked into jail, the number of pregnant inmates did not change. The search continues for Evelyn Boswell, who hadn't been seen by certain family members since December. Police ran down multiple leads that came from Evelyn's mother.
So every time she would tell us something, we would write it down. Because that's what our desire was. We wanted to get Evelyn back home safe.
Investigators were still holding on to hope that Evelyn would be found alive and well.
We all, I guess, had a dream and a hope of that baby, Evelyn, running to one of us.
Angela Boswell and her boyfriend William were still in the Sullivan County Jail, Angela finally bonded out with a court order that she must wear an ankle monitor, but was not ready to answer questions.
When was the last time you
All right,
saw
get your
her?
hands off of me and back up.
Where's the last time you
Where's
saw
back
Evelyn?
up? Get your hands off of me.
Do you know where she is? Is she alive?
Days later, William also bonded out of jail, keeping his silence on what happened.
He just loves you.
But finally, after days, a break in the case.
Breaking tonight, the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office says they have found human remains believed to be those of missing 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell.
Heartbreaking news that the little girl who stole the hearts of thousands was finally found.
It's just like we adopted her, and we wanted we just wanted to be, we all wanted to be her savior, to take her, to keep her from harm's way. And you know, it's absolutely, these type of cases will destroy you.
Her body surrounded by her toys and diapers.
Just to know, and you're human enough to think about things and think about what she went through, maybe, and just the whole totality of the circumstances is enough to emotionally just destroy someone.
Evelyn was found here on the Boswell family compound. Her body was found in a small shed belonging to Tommy Boswell Sr., the same man who reported her missing to police. The discovery brought a sad and grim ending to a 17-day-long search. So what happens next?
It's not over.
Thousands wanting justice for Evelyn. The discovery of Evelyn's body brought a sad and heartbreaking end to a nationwide search. Captain Joey Strickler says cases like these stick with you for the rest of your life.
Those things you don't forget. They are forever emblazoned in your heart and your mind, and you can't forget them.
Evelyn would never see her first day of school. She would never get to explore the world, but she would also never know fear or sadness.
I think to a point there was some relief knowing that you know, as for me, that Evelyn was not in harm's way anymore, and that she wasn't hurting, and she wasn't in danger no more. So there was a relief to that.
Relief also came to thousands of complete strangers who brought toys and gifts for a little girl they never knew but still loved.
I'm heartbroken. I'm trying to not cry now. It's horrible.
Megan Boswell now has a court-appointed attorney, Brad Sproles. She's appeared in court for her false report charge.
At the bond hearing in March, the court asked the witness, Brian Fraley, the fine agent with the TBI, if Miss Boswell had made any inculpatory statements, and he answered yes. And I believe that made the court believe that there may be additional charges on the horizon.
Sproles was right. In May, Megan was charged with 10 more counts of filing a false report, but no charges have been handed down in Evelyn's death. It's not over for the detectives at the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. If anything, it's now the beginning.
There is nobody from in this nation, from one coast to the other, that wants to see justice for Evelyn more than we do. And we're going to do everything we possibly can to make that happen. But it's going to take a while.
While the ending of this story is unclear, what is clear is investigators are vowing to fight for answers for little Evelyn.
We stand for those that can no longer stand. We are the voice of those that can no longer talk. So we have that moral responsibility to do everything we possibly can do, everything, to make sure that all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, and that when we get ready to formulate a plan and take that next step, and we're ready.
Be sure to stay with us as we learn the latest details in this ongoing investigation. For News 5, I'm Kristen Kwan.